from us. And I want you, we can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it.
Hey guys, what is cracking? I am Kraken Nation, coach of the Boston Bisharps, and today we are back with another CSL Team Builder video. So, quick recap. Last week we played the 4 for Alligators with this team right here. Unfortunately, it was a tough game, but we did manage to clutch the V. We came out with a win basically because Snorlax decided to go on a rampage. I identified that with Roar Gramble on the field, I was going to be unable to use any of my defensive setup sweepers until they were one of the last Pokemon standing. Ultimately, I had to make a decision if I wanted to. I had to sack off my entire team to get to one Pokemon standing to win. Ultimately, I had to decide if I wanted Manaphy or Snorlax. I chose Snorlax because while Manaphy was good, I feel like Manaphy was going to be really good at specific matchups and worse at other ones. Namely, I thought Manaphy was going to struggle a lot more with Rotom Wash. It was going to struggle a lot more with Ditto, stuff like that. So I decided, actually not struggling with, I thought I was going to struggle more with Rotom Wash, thought I was going to struggle more with Latios, whereas I felt like Snorlax was going to not necessarily struggle with any one Mon, but be a little bit more, like, it was like I chose the average, like the jack of all trades, and then rather than the master of a few of them, it was because, yeah, I feel like Snorlax was not as good, let's say, against Credilli or against Granbull, but Manaphy was able to hold it down. So anyways, I chose Snorlax. It worked out. We won that battle. It was very close. It was a 1-0, and that was good. So getting into our next week opponent, if we look at, this is my complex as hell team building process. This actually became Facade. So right off the bat, what I did was I looked at every single possible set on my opponent's team that I could think of and designed a team that gave me as many ways to check or switch in to these Pokemon as possible. So as you can see, like these are basically I didn't add support Gardevoir, but I feel like that's not really a thing. I could add it though. I'm not too worried about support Gardevoir. Regardless, as you can see, we've got just basically every viable possible Pokemon that I could think of. But like, I mean, there are a couple, like I said, there's like Acid Armor, Vaporeon, support Gardevoir, but this is basically everything that I can think of. As you can see on the bottom here, red is, I definitely, like, I have no way to deal with it. I'm screwed. Purple would be, I'm literally just not worried about this thing at all. Everything on my team basically handles it. A check is worth 1, and a switch-in is worth 2. So essentially, like, when I was team building, I found that SD Absol was going to be particularly problematic for this team. Regardless, if you look at the team, we've got Mega Gardevoir, Landorus T, Thundurus T, Vaporeon, Roserade, Bronzong, Hitmonlee, Absol, Haunter, Avalugg, Zangoose. So right off the bat, there's a lot of really strong special attackers, especially being Thundurus T, being Roserade, and being Mega Gardevoir. So that meant that I really wanted to bring Snorlax to handle those things. There's also a lot of strong physical attackers, being Landorus and Hitmonlee and Absol. Also Haunter. Oh my god, I totally forgot. Haunter's another good special attacker, Zangoose is another good physical attacker. So I really wanted to bring Pokemon that could handle these like threats, which was going to be difficult to say the least, because there's a lot of just strong offensive presence. Other things that were scaring me was the fact that either Thundurus T or Roserade could easily be running a Scarf along with Hitmonlee and really threaten Manaphy late game. So that was something I really wanted to think of. So that's essentially what, like, as far as team building, what I was looking at. So without further ado, let's hop right into the team. So we've got this Metacham set here. This is Leg Day the Metacham with Drain Punch, Ice Punch, and then Dual Priority. Dual Priority guarantees a kill on Gardevoir as long as it's not running a bunch of HP or defense investment. Guarantees after, basically really good chance to kill. If it is running HP or defense investment, after Stealth Rocks, it'll be really good. Fake Out Bullet Punch should be able to do a hell of a lot. Fake Out Bullet Punch also does a hell of a lot to Absol. Bullet Punch also hits Haunter. Ice Punch hits Landorus T, Thundurus, Roserade, basically this entire team. The EVs on speed are to outspeed, the EVs on speed are to outspeed, Haunter, non-scarfed Haunter, while Drain Punch does, I do feel like there's a lot of Pokemon on this team could very easily run Protect, mainly things like Avalugg, so I wanted to run Drain Punch over High Jump Kick just to not worry about that. Also, if I do end up taking on Avalugg and it's some weird physical defensive Choppleberry just to take on Metacham, I did throw the rest into defense rather than HP. Defense helps me take those a little better. Hopefully, it'll end up probably being pretty close either way. I feel like if he's running physically defensive Chopple, he went really far in. And like after Stealth Rocks, I know for a fact this set will win. If not, it's going to be a little closer. Depends if what kind of spread he is, because defensive Chopple would be scary. But again, I feel like he's going to be kind of expecting Protect, and if he is running Protect, he's probably going to like not worry me as much. Regardless, the defense EVs allow me to heal as much as I can with Drain Punch, and this thing really shouldn't be staying in on any of the special attackers, so I really didn't care about my overall bulk. I just really wanted to take avalanches from Avalugg. Alright, moving on, we've got Mega Lovedus with Rocky Helmet, Scald Wish, Protect Toxic. I was deciding between Leftovers Rocky Helmet. I opted for Rocky Helmet just because if Hitmonlee is a Endure or an Endure Lychee Berry or anything like that, and Focus Sash Reversal or something like, anything like that, what I wanted to do was set up Alomomola in a way that it could switch in, maybe take a hit. Either way, this Alomomola will kill a Endure or 1 HP Hitmonlee when it switches, because when it touches Rocky Helmet, it's going to die. So that's the main thing that I was thinking about there. Unfortunately, if I do see both Absol and Hitmonlee and Absol clicks knockoff, we are going to be in a little bit of a tougher spot. So in that case, Absol is actually probably the scariest team for Pokemon for this team right now, because knockoff, if Absol plus Hitmonlee could put in some work. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking there. And then Scald Wish, Protect Toxic lets it to basically take on. It basically has to take on Bronzong. Helps against Vaporeon if it's not running Heal Belt. Well, it probably will be. Basically, Hard Walls, Landorus T, struggles a little bit more against Double Dance variants, and also can help me take on Zangoose, although it can't really switch into Zangoose. But it can stall out Zangoose if I get in for free. So, with that in mind, we can proceed to look at and the EVs are just full physical defense just to maximize that, because that's what I was looking for. We can go into Snorlax. This is a Snorlax set this is an Assault Vest Immunity Snorlax. I was highly debating between Immunity and Thick Fat, and also to go with that Facade. I feel like Thick Fat and Facade would be really cool. However, I really don't want this Snorlax getting whittled down. I want it to be able to comfortably take on Bronzong, so I really don't want to be forcing it into a situation where it is going to get toxic and worn down, because should Snorlax get worn down too much too early on in the battle, things like Thundurus, Mega Gardevoir, Roserade, and Haunter are going to be much bigger issues for my team. So I definitely was trying to think about that. But as far as the EVs go, I tried to maximize special bulk while also maintaining some semblance of physical bulk. Although I really because the main thing that I was looking at the physical bulk for wanting to maintain, I would have gone all the way into special bulk, honestly. But the one thing I was nervous of was Psyshock from Mega Gardevoir. So Psyshock from Mega Gardevoir will be able to secure a 2-hit KO on variants of Snorlax that are not invested like this. Let's say I invested full into that. It's going to basically be almost a guaranteed 2-hit KO. So I wanted to try to minimize that as much as possible. I'm actually, if I go in full, it's like basically Focus Blast and that. Those are going to do a lot of damage combined, which is what's scaring me. But I don't know. Maybe it's worth just going. I'll think about this. For now, I'm just going to leave it like this. But also, one cool thing that I'm running on the Snorlax is going to be Crunch plus Crunch is to hit Haunter and Bronzong. But what's cool about Bronzong is basically this Snorlax can 1v1 with immunity. This Snorlax can 1v1 any variant of Bronzong. If it's running Toxic, I'm not worried because I have immunity, and then also what's cool is that Bronzong actually hits a 33 speed stat, and I hit 30. Now, I don't really care about outspeeding Bronzong, but it probably cares about outspeeding me, especially under Trick Room. So that's what I was thinking. It's like Trick Room Bronzong could be a problem for this team overall. Trick Room Calm Mind Bronzong or something could be a very big problem for the team I'm bringing. So this, because I'm running no speed EVs whatsoever, I wasn't outspeeding a single thing on this team with Snorlax. So if he decides to bring Trick Room Calm Mind, I'm going to be able to smack it around with by outspeeding it under Trick Room, which might be able to, let's say it chose for Trick Room on the first turn, and I go for Crunch. Hopefully I'll be able to, on an offensive Bronzong, I should be able to guarantee a 2-hit KO. So OU Trick Room, if we look at, let's say that's Spadef, just max HP, yeah, that's fair. Crunch, where's Crunch? Oh, I was calculating for Body Slam versus Crunch does give me a really good chance to 2-hit KO, although it's going to be tough after Leftovers. If we give Leftovers here, guaranteed 3 KO after Leftovers. However, that said, it should allow me to outspeed consistently, which is what's really exciting me right now about this set. Alright, moving on, we've got Yakberry Garchomp, Garchomp with just basically 4 attacking moves. What's cool about this set is what I'm thinking is if Thundurus switches into Alomola or into Manaphy or something, I can switch, although I wouldn't bring Manaphy late game, it's my cleaner right now, but if it does switch to Alomola, it goes for Thunderbolt or Volt Switch, I switch into Garchomp, it's definitely going to click Hidden Power Ice if it's not a Scarf or Specs variant. If it clicks Hidden Power Ice, I take one, Stone Edge, of course, if it manages to hit, will kill. So, one thing I'm thinking is if it's actually worth running Rock Slide because I will outspeed on variants that can switch their item. Yeah, maybe it's worth running Rock Slide over Stone Edge. I really just don't want to mess around with missing. But the thing is, like, it actually makes a really big difference in the calc. I really just want to be able to kill this thing and not have to worry about it switching back in. Although I do have Fake Out on Metacham, but if we go Thundurus T, as you can see, Stone Edge pretty much almost guarantees a kill, while Rock Slide is not even a chance. Although it is after Stealth Rocks, which I guess are going to be very important to get on, especially considering his only Rapid Spinner is his lower tier Mons. Maybe I'll probably just leave Rock Slide then, with that in mind. Also, other things that worth thinking about is that Fire Blast is going to be able to bop Avalugg if it tries to switch in. However, I won't be staying in on Avalugg, but if Avalugg, let's say I have rocks on the field. Okay, so here's an ideal situation. I have rocks on the field, I switch into Thundurus, he goes for HP Ice, I click Rock Slide. Or let's say he even doesn't stay in with Thundurus. Let's say he's a Scarf or Specs variant, and he's expecting the Rock Slide, so he switches into, or he just doesn't want to stay in, so he switches into his Physical Wall, which Ice-type Physical Wall normally makes a lot of sense to switch into a Garchomp. However, if he switches into the Rock Slide plus Fire Blast after Stealth Rock, it is a guaranteed kill. If we plug in Avalugg, as you can see, it's going to do Rock Slide plus this plus Stealth Rock should be able to do it, although I guess I got min rolls and everything, and it was a physically defensive Avalugg, it might not be as good, but because like Avalugg, just Jesus Christ, the defense stat on this thing is unreal. Also, my nature is also kind of based on this. I just want to plug in min rolls and everything. So 25 from Stealth Rocks plus 38 plus 24. We'll do 87, which is still honestly a lot. Avalanche will probably kill, so I probably won't be staying in there. But it is a cool thing to think about regardless. And it's something I'm probably going to consider using. This thing also does a lot of damage to Roserade and takes it on pretty effectively. As you can see, Earthquake basically being a guaranteed kill on offensive variants, and defensive variants can't really touch me back. Also, if this thing's running HP Ice, it should not do a lot of damage. I think I calculated this earlier. Hidden Power Ice does not enough damage. But that said, I really want to preserve the Yakberry as long as possible and also preserve my ability to take Thundurus T's, let's say, I really want to preserve my ability to take this HP Ice, so I really want to stay above this margin right here. But yeah, so that's going to be the set for Garchomp. Dragon Claw achieves pretty good neutral coverage. Fire Blast, Stone Edge, Earthquake. Earthquake does a lot of damage, so I'm probably going to be clicking Earthquake most of the time. But there are a lot of situations where Garchomp has situational moves, so I'm hoping those are going to be cool. We have Salak Berry, Manaphy, Tailglow Surf, Hidden Power, Energy Ball. What I quickly realized about this team is that Manaphy outspeeds everything. After a Scarf boost, after a 1+1 boost, unless it's like Scarf Thundurus. This team is very slow, so like honestly, it is actually just very slow. Like there's not really many ways to say it. They have a lot of Pokemon in the 90-esque speed tier, but if we look at this team, like this is 100, so that's probably 100 and 101. Beyond that, the only other fast Pokemon on this team is Hitmonlee after an Unburden boost, after a boost, and then boosted Pokemon. Like these two are, because this is 91, this is like 60, 90, 33, I think 70, 95, 90. So even if he's got running a Scarfer, the only Scarfer that could outspeed Manaphy here is going to be Scarf Thunderous, who ideally I shouldn't worry too much about because I have two Pokemon that can pretty easily deal with Scarf Thunderous here, along with Leg Day can get a lot of damage off with Fake Out. But regardless, Tail Glow, Surf, Hidden Power, Fire, Energy Ball. I feel like if he's running berries on let's say Roserade to take a extra sensory or something. Hidden Power Fire I feel like is going to be able to help me out a lot. Plus Manaphy, although I feel like Manaphy does more. This Manaphy just knocks everything out with Surf. If we get up to +3, and I mean ideally we're going to be like +1 here, outspeeding everything, including Haunter. That's interesting. It's 220 EVs here, 220 EVs here, and the number is different. That's very strange. Oh, it probably has to do with my IVs because I'm Hidden Power Fire. I think Surf actually does more damage than Hidden Power Fire to Avalugg. If we go PU Rapid Spin, Surf, yeah, Surf straight up does more damage at +3. But ideally, so this Manaphy achieves really good coverage on the entire team. Energy Ball literally basically just for Vaporeon. Doesn't really hit a single other thing on this team. Yeah, like literally hits nothing else. Almost this entire team beyond Vaporeon is going to be surfed. Like surf, 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 surf. Only Hidden Power Fire is basically for Roserade. And I feel like even a Spadef Roserade, I feel like he's going to either be expecting Ice Beam or Extra Sensory. Although maybe it's worth running Extra Sensory. Didn't think about that. Because I feel like he's going to be running Yakberry for Ice Beam, actually, if anything. But Roserade, if we go specially defensive, Roserade can take a +3. Let's click, and if I'm +6, it cannot, although it's a chance. What if I made that extra? Yeah, what if I made that Extra Sensory? Yeah, let's make that Extra Sensory for sure. Oh my god, wait, don't you get a Psychic type attack? You just get Psychic. Even better! Oh my god! Yes, thank god. Look at that, that's beautiful. That's sick. I feel like because he has so many Pokemon that are weak to Ice type, I feel like he's going to really be expecting Ice type attacks, and he's going to run a Yakberry just in case. But that's not going to be able to do him any good because Surf at +3, let's say, will be achieving kills on even Thunderous T easily. And then also if we plug in Landorus T, we make it OU defensive. Let's say it's max HP. Surf does kill, and then even if he's running Pasho Berry, which I know he's done in the past, Pasho Berry is still a Surf is still a 75% chance to Oko at +3, let alone if I got it to +6. So yeah, this Manaphy set should be able to do a lot of work. I'm just going to import it in while I'm talking. Man, finally we come to our bread and butter light screen setter, which is going to be Uxie here. Uxie is going to be great for Toxic because it's going to allow me to Toxic things like Gardevoir, like Thunderous T, special attackers. That's why it's full Spadef invested. Hopefully, you're going to be able to take some attacks. Light Screen plus Reflect. The most important move that I'm going to be able to get up is going to be Light Screen, actually. And why that is because like I'm basically going to try to get up Rocks and then Light Screen. It might be worth switching this for a Mental Herb, actually. Although I really want Light Clay to stay as long as possible, so maybe not. What's worth noting about Light Screen here, and it kind of goes into how I'm setting up Manaphy's defense EVs rather than a special defense or HP EVs, because I outspeed as much as I need to. So what I want to talk about in that regard is that behind the Light Screen, if Gardevoir is the special attacking switch-in of choice, which it probably won't be, but Manaphy here, True Blue, Thunderous T, let's say a Life Orb Thunderous, behind a Light Screen, this basically has a pretty good chance to put me into, what is it? Oh my god, what am I trying to say? It has a pretty good chance to put me in Salad Berry range. One thing I'm actually thinking about messing with is the IVs on, Manaphy, and I'm probably going to do that out of video just to maximize my chance, because also if you plug in Wall Breaker Gardevoir, Hyper Voice is, after 2, Hyper Voice does 72, and it does up to 86. So if I can get that perfectly in range, or let's say we plug in Modest, Modest is perfectly in range. Southberry activates, the game is over if it's not Scarf Thunderous. And that's hopefully what I'm going to be trying to figure out earlier in the game. because that light screen allows Manaphy to set up at least +3, if not +6. Manaphy at +3 even can do a lot of damage to this Mega Gardevoir, basically guaranteeing a KO after rocks, 81.3% chance, almost guaranteeing. So Hooley's going to be able to do a lot of damage. The defense EVs, as you can notice, I'm actually running some pretty cool natures on these things. Garchomp being invested into minus defense so it can maintain special attack and attack that, and also maintain some bulk for Yakberry. I'm running minus special def nature here just to fuck around with how much damage it's going to do. Sorry for my Italian, or my French, or whatever you want to call it. But I am going to probably mess around with this IV stat a little bit, trying to see, because the thing about, actually, I'm not running Hidden Power Fire anymore. I'm not running Hidden Power Fire anymore. Oh my god, this is a perfect day. Okay, let's go that. Spadef. Minus. Let's throw 36 into here. And from there, we make this 31. And from here, we can make it so that Thundurus, yeah, so you guys get to see this calcing going on. Life Orb Thundurus is doing that much, so what if we make this 10? Yeah, that looks pretty good. If I make it 0, it's a guaranteed. If I make it 5, it's 6, 7. 7 is good. Gardevoir, OU Wall Breaker. Nope, not that one. OU Wall Breaker. 40 to 48.2. I am kind of worried about Modest, because I want to make sure Modest. More importantly, Modest can't. Yeah, now 252 Modest. 25, 24, 23. 22, 23. Now for 23 EVs in that, and we put in Life Orb, 69 to 82. So that's a 6%. Because man, he's gonna outspeed me on the second turn, which would really suck if that happened. I'm gonna bank on some lower rolls with Gardevoir. I think is what I'm gonna do, because I'm rather risk the rolls with a this Hyper Voice is gonna Hyper Voice is pretty favorable for me right now. Also, I want to make sure that Timid Gardevoir is managing to do it too, actually. So right now it is. So if I make it lower, it's going to be fine. Because right now that 49.7, let's make it 20. 20 is still pretty good. So we're still pretty safe. Thundurus. Let's see. How far am I willing to risk it is the question. 18. 17. Let's try 17. Thundurus T. See, this is like what my team building processes end up being like when I started messing around with IVs too. Is like I just try to, yeah. So that's probably gonna be a favorable calc for me. So I'm gonna put 17 Spadef IVs on this Manaphy. So ideally that should let it. I mean, I wasn't gonna take a lot of hyper voices from Gardevoir anyways. If I wasn't behind light screen, same thing with Thunderbolt. So like, my point is basically that I can. I mean, if I'm not behind light screen, I can still set up, and hopefully Stockberry gets activated. That's what I'm ultimately trying to accomplish here. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, and then finally Toxic. Yeah, he's gonna be able to stall out things like, hopefully things like Avalugg. Like this thing doesn't get recovered, so it kind of sucks. But like things like Avalugg, things like Gardevoir, things like Thundurus. If I don't want to put too much pressure on Obese 1 Kenobi. So, alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I put a lot of work into this team, so I'm really hoping it works out. But regardless, I will see you guys later. Kraken Nation out. Pokemon that can launch some kind of offensive pressure on your opponent if it just wants to keep clicking Scald. Nothing really wants to switch into that, because if everything, nothing really wants to be burned except like Conkeldurr. Or like water types don't really care.